Plaintiff Pamela Allen says she and the defendant have been friends for nearly 40 years, and she's devastated that they're in court today. Pamela claims she loaned the defendant a car and she was in an accident and failed to pay for the damages. And then the defendant agreed to buy another car from her, but it was seized before the defendant paid it off, so she's suing. Defendant Penny Sanborn says she and Pamela have been through 2 husbands each, children, and several relationships, and this case will not break up their friendship. Penny insists she was not at fault for the car accident in the first car, and when she loaned the second car to her friend, she had no idea he was going to use it to smuggle illegal immigrants into the country.
Start with you.
Well, Penny's been my friend for almost 40 years, and she's like a sister to me. She's my best friend, and I feel really bad doing this. But
can I say for a minute? Okay. We've been best friends for 39 years, 6 months, and counting. And our friendship, this case is probably not going to, it's over money. So it's probably not going to break up our friendship since we've been through 2 husbands apiece, several relationships, children, jobs, no jobs, you know. So it's not going to be the end of anything. So know that.
Good.
We've been like Lucy and Ethel. She comes up with crazy schemes, and somehow I always seem to follow along with it. I don't know how, I just can't seem to say no. So I'm gonna give you an example. When I was like 19, I never could get a tan. This girl was determined. She was gonna make sure that that summer I was gonna get a tan. We go down to the beach. She slathers me up, we've got baby oil on. This one here comes out like a bronze goddess. I come out like a lobster with blisters all over, 2nd-degree burns. Takes me 3 weeks to get over it. When it's all over, she says, well, now we have to go do it again because I turned white again. So we go and did it again. Now, I didn't just do this twice. I did this repeatedly all summer long, just because she just talks me into it.
Every summer?
No, just one summer. Okay. Just the one summer. I decided that was
because the
that
first
was
set of blisters
experiment.
you should have known.
Yeah, I know. I should have. And I did know. I just couldn't help myself. Anyway, she had called me. She contacted me to help her do some probate work for her ex-husband had passed away, probate stuff to help her with her kids. And in the process of this, I didn't have a car, so she let me use her transportation, her car.
Now, is that what the lawsuit is about?
Yes.
Why don't you give some more background if you like? If not, you can go right into the lawsuit.
Okay, well, I loaned her my car, and on March 1st, 2016, she was involved in an accident. I do believe her when she said the accident was not her fault, but I feel like she was a little irresponsible in not getting a police report and doing like the common sense kind of things that you're supposed to do when you get involved in an accident. And because she
did all that, it still wouldn't be her fault, you believe?
Well, I believe that, yeah, I do believe it wasn't her fault, but she can't prove that with the insurance company. Yeah, I do believe it wasn't her fault.
That's the issue. The issue is...
But I do feel she's responsible for not doing what you're supposed to do when you're involved in an accident.
I'll have to determine that based on the law.
Okay.
And the law is she pays if she is negligent and responsible.
Well,
it's the only circumstance under which she pays.
Okay.
You don't believe she is?
Not getting a police report, so I don't, but the insurance company...
The accident is what we're talking about.
Okay.
Not whether you got the right paperwork afterwards, whether she told you on time. That's irrelevant to the accident. The question is whether she was responsible for the accident. And you say you don't believe she was.
Plaintiff Pamela Allen says she agreed to sell her car to the defendant, but before the defendant paid it off, she loaned it to her friend, who got caught using it to smuggle illegal immigrants into the country.
So the value of the car, that's the same car? Or is it a second car? I understand
that's the first car.
The one that she's not at fault for damaging, right.
All right.
What's the second one about?
The second one is, well, after that happened, I thought, I have another car, but when this happened and, you know, I thought, well, if you want to use this car, you're going to buy it. So she agreed to buy my second car for $2,000. And about a week after she bought the car, she got involved in a scheme to smuggle aliens across the border.
From the sky?
Yeah.
No, illegal aliens.
Involved.
Pardon me?
Illegal aliens
Oh.
across the
Illegal aliens? Yeah,
Mexico,
from-
United States border.
I didn't
Are
get
you
involved.
referring to immigrants?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Well, illegal aliens, yes.
No, aliens are from space.
But they also refer to aliens as
Immigrants
illegal.
are human beings.
Yes, it just means they're
They're
alien
people.
to this
They're
country.
human.
Yes, of course they're human.
Some folks treat them like aliens. Maybe that's where that word comes from.
Yeah.
Some folks treat immigrants, illegal or otherwise, as
Right.
aliens.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Yes.
The illegal immigrants she was involved in transporting. How so? And what does that have to
she
do
wa-
with the car?
Oh, I'm sorry. She wasn't directly. She was buying the car for me, and she loaned the car to a friend who was actually involved in that. And but she was following behind them, so she ended up
Following
getting
them.
arrested also.
Okay.
So, anyways, like a week after we had agreed that she was going to buy my car, I get a call to come and rescue her in San Diego, which is like a 5-hour drive from where I live, and that she got the car taken and she was arrested, and so there I
Hasn't
go.
paid you.
And I
Ma'am?
rescued. Yes.
Yes.
What do you want to tell me?
Okay, well, with the first car, I realized that I don't think that she should have to pay for her own damages because she wasn't even in the car. But by the same token, I really wasn't at fault. And I had witness statements that said
So
that.
who should pay?
I think the girl should pay, that put it in reverse and backed up right into me. She should
Okay,
have to
so
pay.
ma'am, you have to sue the girl that
Okay.
she's referring to because
Okay.
you don't believe she's at fault. She believes the girl is at fault. And so you have to find the girl
Yeah.
and sue her. All right, what about the second car?
Okay, on the second car, it's true that I did agree to buy the car. And it is true that I loaned the car to my business partner he's not always the most dependable of people.
Okay.
He then went down to San Diego ostensibly to go gambling. I thought we were going casino hopping. So my husband and I were following him and we were going to go casino hopping. Went to the first casino. And then after that, on the way to the second casino, we noticed in the rearview mirror that a bunch of 3 people jumped into the backseat of the car and he was following us. So we get on the freeway. He doesn't follow us on the freeway. We don't know what happens to him. He never shows up at the other casino. So after waiting for him, I went back because I convinced my husband we have to go back and find out what happened to him because he had Pam's car. I mean, what are we going to do? I have to see what happened to him. Plus, I want to find out what happened to the car and how to get it back if he was picked up or whatever. Anyway, the Border Patrol people turned the whole thing around. We're in on this big alien smuggling scheme. That's what they called it. I know it's an alien, but that's what they called it. And they called it a big alien smuggling scheme. And they arrested us, took our vehicle, asset forfeited it or whatever, seized it, took her vehicle, and arrested the other guy. And he still is in federal holding or whatever. They let us go, my husband and I. 2 days later, no charges pressed. However, they kept our car. And they intend to keep the car. They also intend to keep her car.
Oh, she didn't sell it to you?
Well, she did, but we hadn't.
Well, then
we
it's
hadn't-
yours.
Oh.
When you sell something,
Well,
the ownership
yes,
transfers.
I agreed to buy it, but we hadn't gone through the paperwork or anything.
You had taken possession, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I had taken it.
You had taken possession of something you agreed to buy.
Yes, that's
Correct.
So at that point,
It's mine.
yeah. So do you think you should pay her for the agreement you made to purchase the car that you later took possession of, transferred possession pursuant to an agreement to pay?
Well, when you put it like that, yes.
I'm putting it like the law puts it.
Plaintiff Pamela Allen says she agreed to sell her car to the defendant, but before the defendant paid it off, she loaned it to her friend, who got caught using it to smuggle illegal immigrants into the country.
All right, and was that amount $1,425, the value, ma'am?
That's what they valued it at. But we had agreed to pay $2,000.
I had agreed
She
to pay her $2,000.
All right, so you're giving her $600 break or a $575
No,
break.
that's what the Border Patrol
And that's what you're
valued it
suing
at.
for.
Well, I did want the 2000, and I also would like to say that the car was devalued because she had.
I'm going to grant you what you
Okay.
sued her for,
All right.
$1,425 for the second car. I have to
Okay.
dismiss your claim for the first car because you
Okay.
both agree that it wasn't her fault. And the
Okay.
only way someone has to pay is if it's their fault. They were negligent.
Okay.
She was the victim of a third party's negligence, and so you have to sue the third party. All right, good luck to you guys, $1,425.
I still love you, Penny. You know that.
Well, yeah, this isn't going to break up our friendship. I mean, we've been
No,
friends
of course not.
over much more things than this. But
You can still call me the next time you get stranded in San Diego or Timbuktu.
well, it was very kind of you to come and fetch us after
Yes.
we lost your car, and you still came and got me. So I do
Yeah.
appreciate that, and
Yeah.
I won't do it again, and I'll pay for the car.
Okay. I hope you're not mad at me
No,
for
I'm
bringing
not
your
mad
car.
at you.